Beloved, welcome back. It's been what, 3 or 4 weeks since I tried my best to permanently injure or kill myself on this dirt bike. I'm still recovering from it. At the ripe old age of 55, Mrs. W suggested that I take on a sport with a little bit less risk. I, of course, listened quite intently and found the perfect sport that's safe with very low risk of injury: downhill mountain biking. West Coast man takes to mountain biking like a duck takes to water. We invented it. Now, let's not get it twisted. There's a lot of hangers-on and Johnny-come-latelys. We've got the folks in Arkansas and North Carolina that think that they know a little bit about mountain biking, but let me set the record straight. To mountain bike, you have to have mountains. Riding in a fetid swamp does not make you a mountain biker. So I'm going to drop some knowledge on you, how West Coast man carries mountain bikes. It might surprise you. It's pretty low cost, very effective, and it's just the way it's done out here. It's pretty ubiquitous. Let's set my truck up and then we'll get the bikes loaded. Here's what you want: a Dakine tailgate pad. Goodness, is there anything more? This is quintessential West Coast. Dakine, I've been using Dakine stuff since the 80s. Now, of course, this is only going to work if you have a pickup truck, right? But can you really be a man without driving a pickup truck? I think not. Let's proceed with the install here, and then I'll show you how clever this is and how simple it is and how quick it is to load and unload. If you do order one of these and you have a late model truck with a rear, like a backup camera, make sure you specify that, because most of them don't have this. So you want to have that or you'll lose that function. We'll just clip this guy back here and we'll be ready to load. Cinch these up a little bit. You'll see these loops here in the back. There's a series of these loops. This is what's going to grab your bike so it won't move. Normally you just grab your bike and throw it over the top here, but in my weakened state, I'm gonna take it easy. This is actually the first store-bought version of this I've ever, in the past I've just had, like, used an old a restaurant mat. Oh, goodness. And put with some tape on it, but this is gonna be a lot cleaner. Hit that thumbs up, gentlemen, if you're enjoying this low-effort content. This very well may be the most geriatric bike loading technique I've ever seen. Oh. You get the point. Anyway, if you're of able body, you can just toss them up in there, and then they're going to ride like this. Of course, I have to have a big downhill double crown fork bike, so this doesn't work with anything properly. But a normal bike, where the stem will turn 90 degrees, actually works pretty good. Well, here's something that Dakine totally failed on. These attachment straps are way too small for these big carbon down tubes on the e-bikes, but they have provided a D-ring in there. This, beloved, right here, these are Volet straps. I'll put a link to these. This is your friend. If you're an outdoorsy type of person, this is single-handedly one of the best inventions that ever come out of wherever it came out of. It's really good, but there's a D-strap in here, but you can secure everything. What's so nice about them is they just last forever, the quality. But the rubber, the fact that the rubber that they're made of just is non-slip. So you can just attach anything just so quickly. Volet straps are really where it's at. Gonna get these loaded up, take Mrs. W out for a little spin. Last gasp of summer. There's even room for the sweet loaf. And no e-bike for the sweet loaf. Kids should not have e-bikes. You got to put your time in. You got to pay your dues. I was I raced BMX bikes when I was her age, grew up on bikes. You got to develop that skill. Then when you get old and decrepit, then you can get an e-bike. All right, we are ready, loaded for bear here. That looks pretty good, gentlemen. Nice and secure. I'll tell you, cycling is really a good family sport. If you haven't been on a bike for a long time, and I know how it is, man. But cycling is not fun if you're not in good shape. And there's a lot of people that say negative things about e-bikes, but that's just because they're gay. To be honest with you, it has lowered the entry and it's made it accessible to all sorts of people. If you've got kids or grandkids that like to cycle and you're trying to find things you can do with them, this gives you the ability to do that. And to be honest with you, when you get the same workout on an e-bike that you do on a regular mountain bike, if that's what your intention is. The only difference is that you just go a lot further and you can take the pain away whenever you want. You can choose, how much power it puts in, and you're spinning and you're still getting a good workout, but you're just not dying. If you live in the mountains or where it's really steep, it's a wonderful sport. We've had them for e-bikes now in various types for, I guess, better part of 10 years or so. My dad was an early adopter, and my dad was nearly crippled and it couldn't hardly leave the house because of his back. And he got on these e-bikes, this trend when they first started, and he was able to join the family for the very first time. And since I was a little tiny kid, he was out riding. We used to go out with Jack, and it really makes it accessible. You don't have to have these hardcore downhill type bikes. You can get more of a cruiser style, but I would really encourage you, if you had trouble staying fit, you've had trouble trying to find something that kind of gets your cardio up, this is a great way to go because you can really control how much effort you put into it. You can push yourself, but when you get tired, you can fall back and rely upon that on that battery, and it's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful family sport that the whole family can participate. If you can ride a bike, you can go anywhere with these. I'm just a huge fan. I don't think I would ever buy another bike that wasn't an e-bike. I really like them. I'm a huge fan. Thank you for watching. May God bless you and your families. Please keep us in your prayers, and we'll see you all on the next video.